All right, we are back. Stems, the after show, another virtual edition because we have a unbelievable snowstorm in New York right now. But we are all here, ready to go. Hopefully, no technical difficulties tonight. We did a couple test runs. I think everything sounds good, but we're all here. Trent, what is that sweatshirt?
Yeah, what do you?
Yes,
I love
Trent.
it. Yes, the good doctor. When'd you get
You know
that?
what's crazy? You know what's crazy is they did not run a commercial for it tonight. I was like excited to tweet about it, and then I had the sweatshirt made. Shout out to him, and then they didn't run a commercial. But whatever.
I've kept a great secret. I've known about this sweatshirt, and it totally slipped my mind until now.
I did. I told you about it. I was very excited about it. I love it. It's very comfortable. I'm gonna wear it all the time.
That is good stuff.
It's fantastic.
That better enter the
great
rotation.
sweatshirt merch. Yeah, exactly. Continuing on with phenomenal sweatshirts for Cutting Stems. It was the first thing I had to mention, even before, Owens Mixers. Just a reminder, guys, drink along with us every episode. Get your Owens Mixers at Amazon.com. And you can rate it, you can review it, you can get it right to your door. Super easy. Owens Mixers is delicious. We love it. We love it. Absolutely love it. Guys, a full packed episode. We got it all. We got love, we got drama, we got fighting. But it started off with Matt doing, getting rid of some of the girls. We were hoping that this was going to come, and it did. He did not tolerate any of it, and Anna was the first one to go.
I just want to point out that MTV just made a good point in the chat, and they said also no foliage in tonight's episode. So no good doctor, no foliage.
Yeah, it wasn't my night. The weather is starting to turn. Were they Pennsylvania? Is that right?
Yes.
So the leaves are starting to fall off the trees. It is. It's a sad time for me.
That's tough.
Trent,
it's very tough.
Trent. Yeah, it definitely is. I'll start. Trent, what did you think of Anna getting sent home right away?
It's interesting. And I've said this before on the last couple of weeks, where it does feel like we've got two shows going on, where there's so much drama going on inside of the house that I forget that Matt's involved sometimes. And it seems like the girls forget about that too. Like Anna, MJ, Victoria, all the mean girls in the house seemed to think that what they were saying and what they were doing to the other girls in the house was never going to get back to Matt, which, as we all know, we saw last week or 2 weeks ago, Katie being like, going to Matt and being like, you got to figure this out. You have to fix what's going on in this house because it's too crazy. So it's not all that unexpected. It's kind of crazy that Anna and all those other girls didn't see it coming, because of course Matt was going to find out about this eventually.
I feel like all these girls forgot that they were on reality TV. Kelly, you just filmed a reality TV show. How often did you forget? By the way, tune into Surviving Barstool every night this week to watch Kelly, our queen.
Yes,
you must have forgot that the cameras were around, right? Give us a little inside scoop what it's like to be on reality TV.
I'll tell you what, there wasn't really much time where I forgot they were around. Although I just because there's just no fucking way that I'm forgetting. I think that Anna probably should not have forgotten. I also think that Victoria should stop forgetting, that kind of shit. I thought that Anna, she kind of took her medicine though. Matt talked to her and he was like, whatever, this is going on. And she cried and she said, I'm so embarrassed, whatever, I gotta go. And then she did leave. So I respect her for she asked to go. She looked like an asshole, and
it was I'll see myself out moment.
Yeah, it was, and she needed.
I got this.
Yeah, I couldn't tell
to see herself out.
I couldn't tell if she was crying because she's like, oh, I'm not going to get a chance to potentially marry Matt, or she was starting to realize what it was going to look like on TV, where I was so mean. It was a mean girl mentality, and I was one of the leaders, and now the whole world's going to see this side of me. That can't be a great feeling.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely that.
It was panic mode for Anna as soon as Matt came into the door, and you could see her face change when he had said, there's stuff going around that could potentially ruin lives. She knew immediately that was directed at her. she tried to downplay what she said, like she called it, you know, an offhand comment. Like she just really tried to make it seem, well, hey Norm.
What up, Norm?
Surprise, Norm.
Really tried to make it seem like it wasn't that big of a deal. And she also said, you know, I don't want to ruin this girl's life. That's why I addressed it. Like, well, you can't do that. You're still on TV. You can't say the things. So it did kind of seem like for all of these girls, it was like all fun and games until it all got back to Matt. And then they were like, wait, no, us? Me? Just kidding. Just
full-on apology tour from every girl who had said a bad thing. And I saw you tweet about this, Fran, and it is 100% right. They're just like, it's just jokes. Whoa, yeah. I can't call people hoes anymore and slurs and whores. Like, I don't understand. Yeah. It's like, no, you can't do that. You can't.
The it's just jokes angle. It's just jokes angle is just like you can't say it's just jokes when you've been vile. Like it's one thing to be like, if you're calling you a hoe, whatever, that's no big deal. Like Victoria and all the people that were apologizing, whatever, they have been saying actual mean fucking things for a long time now. You can't suddenly decide these were jokes.
It's different when we call them hoes because we're joking. Like that's a joke, but they're not joking.
They're not joking.
No.
It's not jokes for them because one, you know, they don't know each other. Like they're coming from a deeper place where it's like, okay, you actually don't know these people. And you can tell by the way they say it. Like the way MJ freaked out about, I think it was Michelle getting the one-on-one, being like, she doesn't deserve that date. Like that came from an ugly place. That didn't come from like, oh, just kidding. We're the varsity team. Ha ha. Like, no, it didn't come from that kind of place. And Victoria knew she was next up. Victoria tried to go on this little apology tour. She even went up to Brittany and was like, you knew it was all jokes. Like, and
come on.
It was such bullshit. She said, I'm just playful. I'm not malicious.
How about Victoria being so dead set on the fact that people would be so heartbroken in the house for her going, then being like, I just don't know what the girls are going to do without me. It's like, they're going to go on living their lives, not being bullied the minute they wake up until the minute they go to sleep. Like that's what they're going to do.
All right. Brass tacks. Let's we're in the trust tree here. Is Victoria a real person or is she a plant or is she a paid actress? Because it almost set up too perfectly as she is being, I'm jumping a little bit ahead to the rose ceremony, but when it's becoming clear that Victoria is going home, she is saying the opposite of everything that's going on in the house. She, like you said, Kelly, she's being like, they're going to be hard. Like, I don't think they're going to be able to carry on without me in the house. Or I'm the nicest. I have no idea where the house being toxic comes from. I have no, like, she's saying as they're like cutting to scenes where it's clearly the opposite. I cannot get a read on the whole Victoria thing because she's so outlandish and outrageous that I don't think she's a real person.
Why would somebody get paid to act that way, though, and ruin their entire reputation? Unless it was a really large sum of money that Victoria needed. Like, if it was like $100,000 and Victoria was struggling and like, okay, I get it. But like for 10K, 20K, that's not enough for me to be painted as coochie monster, slore bag, like worst person to be on reality TV. Like I'm going to need a large sum of money to do that.
I don't even think it's the money situation. I think that Victoria is the kind of person who sure would be paid to do that for fun or like paid to do that because she'd be good at it, but would want to do it for fun. Like she like thinks genuinely she looks good. Like she's like, wow, I look cool. Wow, I get to go on Good Morning America. Wow, I get to be like an icon. Like, wow, I'm trending on Twitter all the time. Like she is the embodiment of like all press is good press. But she needs to realize that not all the time, though. Not always.
Did you guys ever see that documentary about the guy who kills cats and puts the videos up on YouTube?
Yeah.
It was on Netflix.
Fuck with cats? Yeah.
Yes, Don't Fuck with Cats.
Yeah.
And
Lucas,
when he,
what's his face?
Yes,
horrifying.
Lucas Magnotta. When he got caught, his whole life he wanted to be famous. He made fan pages for himself before he was even known as the cat killer. Like he just wanted to be famous. And when he got caught and they arrested him, he had a big ass smile on his face going to jail. Like that was like a thrill for him. So I feel like there are people like that. Maybe Victoria is not on the cat killing level, but she's on a level where she's psychotic enough to be like, I'm totally like this normal person and I'm not crazy at all. And people see me as like fun loving and I'm just making jokes. And she doesn't realize at all what's happening.
Not at all.
She's fairly delusional. It seems like someone who has never really told her out how she actually acts to her face. She seems to be the least self-aware person of all time. And money-wise, I was going to say, I don't know if you noticed at the beginning, she was curling her hair with the Dyson hair wrappy thing. That thing's like $500+. So if that's her casual hair tools, then I don't know if she really needs like that money, but it's just the self-awareness is it's so not there. And even after she was sent home, even after Matt was like, there's no place where like calling one of the other girls a hoe is acceptable. And sorry, like, especially one of the ones where you don't know her, saying it to Ryan, who had just walked into the door, and she's one of the new girls and you have no relationship with her at all. Like, that's not the playful friend. Like, you can't be like, oh girl, I'm just kidding. I say that to all my friends. You can't, because you're not friends. You don't know her at all.
I don't know her. Yeah. Don't know her at all.
Yeah. So she can't do it. And then the rose ceremony, she kind of lost her mind. She finally gets sent home and she's like, none of these other girls are his wife. Like, I would have been the one. It's nonsense. It's utter nonsense.
Yeah, no, she had no shot of ever ending up with Matt. Like not even a little bit. At no point was there even a connection. Like, the last time they talked, it got interrupted immediately by Chris Harrison. And before that, I don't even remember the last time they spoke. Her trying to tell off Matt at the rose ceremony. Sometimes Matt, I know he doesn't have the reactions that people want, but him just stonewalling Victoria and not saying anything was perfect. Like, he probably could have said a few things like, just get out of here. Like, you don't need to be here anymore. It's not going to work. But he flat out just gave her the silent treatment and she didn't really know how to handle it and just walked away. I thought that was perfect.
Agreed.
You know who I was surprised to see leave in that rose ceremony, because obviously Victoria was the main one, but Mari, who was sent home, and I felt like she could have been I felt like she could have gone far. It seemed like Matt had an initial attraction to her, but Rhea, I think you had tweeted this at some point later in the episode. There's just so much drama. Like, we didn't see any connections. Like, they didn't show any of that stuff. So we're seeing these one-on-one dates of them being like, we're falling in love. And we're like, wait, what? When? We didn't see any of that. It just seems because all of this, like Victoria, Anna, all the drama was taking so much airtime that we didn't see any of these other connections getting made, because Rachel got that first one-on-one. And first of all, if you're on this show, this is the one-on-one to get. The dresses, the shoes, the pampering, the whole thing. That's the best date you can get. And they're in love. Like, she's fallen for Matt. Matt's like, hey, I feel the same way about you. Nick Viall had a funny tweet where he was like, the producers, when Matt says he's falling in love week 5, and it's just like, no, like the office, just Michael being like, no, yeah, a little too early, pal. What? Since when?
Can't have that. I think that this is the most we've definitely seen of Rachel, like, doing anything, right? Like, I feel like she really hasn't done a whole lot. She usually has pretty good dresses. That's all I ever noticed about her. She was a smitten kitten. Like, she loved this whole situation. She said, like, I've never had shoes that cost more than $40. I don't buy that, but okay. And then, but this is definitely Matt James' favorite date, right? Like, just, he's been dying to go shopping this whole time. Like, he is a fashionista. I don't care what anybody says. Sure, he wears turtlenecks and blazers every single day, but they are fire and they're always different and extremely fashionable. So I know that Matt James had an amazing time on this date.
Yeah, absolutely. I just, I'm not quite sure. Rachel, they definitely have a connection. We're going to see where it goes. She got a rose. And then the group date was the complete opposite. They definitely wanted to put that juxtaposition there of like, hey, here's the dresses, the fabulous date, everything going on, and then taking it to, okay, ladies, time to shovel some horse shit. Here we go. Let's get down and dirty. And the girls were starting to get, it seemed like maybe a little upset about the kissing and whatnot. Matt went to make out with Piper very briefly. MJ saw it. But look, it's the name of the game, guys. Right? Like, these girls can't be upset.
I'll never understand why these girls get upset when the Bachelor or Bachelorette kisses other people. What do they expect? They act like they saw him murder somebody every single time. They're like, my eyes, I can't believe it. It's like, obviously he's going to kiss another girl. What do you think? He's just going to kiss you the entire time? That's not how the show works.
He was really kissing with Piper. I can't think back on how many interactions they've actually had with Matt James, but that was a pretty serious makeout with Piper that I really wasn't expecting. She was getting interviewed for a different part of the show. He got chased over there, and then they just started hardcore making out. That felt like one of the realest connections of the season.
Yeah, I also thought that was pretty wild because I feel like Piper's I think she's come through a few times. Maybe does she have a one-on-one date at some point? I'm forgetting now.
It seemed like next week she gets one.
Okay. But yeah, no, I mean, I think that he maybe has a lot of sneaky relationships on the side. And I will say the same thing about his one-on-one after with Kit was extremely romantic and really sweet and normal. I was shocked because I am on record being like, I don't really like Kit. I think she's annoying. She's obviously like, I think she's too young for Matt. And I think that she, what's her deal? They just, I don't know. I don't get like the love vibes from them. But tonight when he had her over, he's like dusting the whole apartment. He's doing all of this good shit for her. And they seemed to have like a real conversation and like make out with so much lip. Like just hop, like just swallowing.
It was a lot of tongue. It was a lot of tongue.
A lot of tongue, a lot of lip, just a swallow of the face.
I was about to get up to the camera and do it, but I'm not gonna.
Don't do it. Yeah, don't do it. I already got enough. It's like it's burned on my eyelids,
Oh
man. Here you are.
I don't.
Oh,
you are.
boy.
You need to see that.
Oh, there it is. Somebody said, and I didn't catch it. I wonder if you guys caught it, that when Matt James kissed Rachel, he had his eyes closed. I didn't catch that. But I was wondering if anybody else saw it.
It's hard to tell at this point. It's because this is the thing. You don't notice when his eyes are closed because it just seems like a normal kiss. Like you're like, oh, they're kissing. It's fine.
Yeah.
So you're not taking like stock of every closed eyes kiss. The open eyes kiss, you notice right away. So that's what you remember. But there are definitely closed eye kisses. We're just not looking for it as much as we are the open eyes one. But Kelly, yeah, that date with the date with Kit was very cute, but also I think it says a lot that she literally got one section. Like she only got one commercial break. It was like the date and then commercial, date, commercial. Normally you get a commercial in between somewhere, you get two segments. She only got one. So I feel like, they want us to like Kit and maybe give Kit like a little bit of a redemption situation now that the meaner girls have left. And it was just so quick that it felt like slightly meaningless. Like the date was cute, but it was like, okay, this isn't going to be the one.
I feel like it's just Kit is only seeing Matt James, right? He's the only guy there. And so she's like, I'm in love with him, but she doesn't actually love Matt James. She's not actually in love with him. I don't think they even have talked besides this little one-on-one that they had. So I feel like we're reaching the point where it's week 5. The girls are going a little stir crazy. They see one guy and that's it. Like, I think at that point you become in love with whoever the guy is, you love him because it's the only guy you see.
So you're saying, you're just saying the Bachelor is like prison.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. And that's exactly why I would never go on that show. It seems miserable.
Very, very nice prison, the Nemacolin. It looks fantastic.
Yeah. And honestly, Matt's apartment, Bachelor Pad, looks like
Mystic Falls. Mystic Falls.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like, I don't know why his little house is called Mystic Falls, but it is. And they put it up on the screen every time. But all right, guys, let's go ahead, Trent.
I was going to say I vastly underestimated who Kit's mom was. And we had briefly talked about it like on the podcast, I think. But then when Kit was explaining to Matt, like, my life's just been golden Bentleys and diamonds falling from the sky, I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I tweeted about it. And I guess she is like a very famous fashion designer. I did not Google her, but I had a bunch of people
Google her later.
Apparently she's worth like $100 million. and it's just like super well known. I had no idea. Cynthia.
Can I just say it's Cynthia Rowley, and that's fine. Okay, whatever. Your mom is Cynthia Rowley. That's great. Cynthia Rowley, they sell it like TJ Maxx and stuff, like TJ Maxx, Marshall. Cynthia fucking Rowley. Like I'm so sick. I am so sick of hearing about Kit's mom. Kit's mom, yeah, she's rich because she has clothes at big box retailers. That's why she's fucking rich. She's not like fucking Vera Wang herself. Get out with that. I'm so sick of hearing about it.
Go off.
Just because she's rich doesn't mean that you're like this classy bitch. Like, get out. Whatever.
I thought the same thing. I was like, she's no Vera Wang. That's the first thing I thought when they were talking about it.
I thought you would think that. I thought you would think that, Trent.
I did get a tweet though. Somebody did say like, I was like, I don't know who this person is, and they were like, it's the bathrobes at TJ Maxx. Another thing I just didn't get. Like, I don't know what that is.
I like the stuff. I like the stuff at TJ Maxx and Marshall. Like, I think I have like a random Cynthia Rowley wrap dress. Yeah, and it's just like whatever. But I'm not like, I'm not bowing down and kissing Kit's feet because her mom is Cynthia fucking Rowley.
Yes,
I'm not.
Yes,
I'm not.
Woo! All right, guys, we're feeling hot. Let's talk about MJ here. MJ, we've lost MJ, guys. We thought like we were getting cool girl vibes from her. We just lost her. I don't know there's no other way to put it. As soon as she said that she leads by example 4 times, I was like, oh God, we got another one who has no self-awareness, who doesn't know the things that she's saying, who is trying to cover up her actions and thinking she's not going to get caught saying the shit that she was saying. I preach harmony and peace. She came at sweet little Jasenia so fast. Like and Jasenia was like, look, I just told him that you came up with the varsity and JV squad, which is exactly what happened. Mm-hmm. So it's MJ just went off her rocker.
You know what I have a question about?
Yeah, we've lost her. She's gone.
Love that. Wait, I have a question. Seriously, who was the girl that Victoria accused of taking her stuff out of her room, like kicking her stuff out? Do you remember that? Marilyn. That was Marilyn. Okay. For a second, I thought maybe it was Jasenia, and I was like, you know what? Is she like a shady bitch, and we're not picking up on it? But no, I was incorrect.
I thought MJ might get away with it. She was like third in command. It was Victoria, and then it was Anna, and obviously they got sent home and they went home. And then MJ, and I think she felt this way too. She was like, "They're not gonna remember. They're just gonna be like, I was sort of a part of it, but I wasn't really that involved." And then she just got thrown under the bus. And she's a lost cause now. Peace and harmony, lead by example. All those things are false in regards to MJ.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like MJ is Regina George when last week we were trying to figure out who is the Mean Girls cast, and MJ, I think, fills the role of Regina. She's just straight up a mean girl. Like when she was going hard, and it was too much. And I saw a lot of DMs actually about her being like she was a bully in college. We went away. We studied abroad, and she bullied all the girls abroad. I was like, okay, MJ needs to chill out. MJ's got to take a chill pill.
MJ has definitely gotten some bar fights in her day, like 100%. Because I think if she wasn't on TV, she may have just punched Jasenia, because she's just like, the aggression that came out of her felt so real, and she looked so pissed when it was like, you said shit. You're like, now you're calling out people for being aggressive towards you when you were the original aggressor. So it's just like, hello, what are we doing here? What's going on? And she was going in on Jasenia. I said, I wish like Matt was somehow listening to the two of them sitting there before he walked in, because it was very aggressive. She was just totally throwing out like, you come for my character. This is not who I am. Like, we saw you, MJ. We saw everything you did. It wasn't good.
I feel like if you use the term "my character," you're automatically wrong. Nobody uses that in real life. Nobody uses that. I would never say to you guys, "You attack my character."
If someone's questioning your character, they probably have a reason.
Like MJ
who even uses the term character like that? That's not a real term that people use in real life.
Yeah.
Right. MJ is wrong. MJ is in the wrong. She is going to lose this 2-on-1 with Jasenia. Like she is being very aggressive and very angry, but I just think that she has decided that this is the route she's going to take, and there's no other way she can go because the footage is there. All the other girls know, and she's just very much in the wrong.
Yeah. Yep.
Definitely. I kind of want to see a fist fight on the show. I don't know. That's just.
I wouldn't hate that.
That'd be awesome.
If it was going to happen, I feel like it would be MJ because she's definitely giving off that energy right now.
Like I would root for the person who punches them, but I'd be like, yes, physical fight. That's awesome. We've never seen that on the show before.
It's like a scuffle.
Yeah, like a hair pull.
Whoa. Yeah, Matt's breaking.
And then Chris Harrison steps and he's like, whoa. And then that's it. Nothing too far.
Chris Harrison loves those jackets now, by the way. First, it was like a bit. He came in that one time and kind of caused Twitter to stir, and now he wears those zip-up jackets. I think he looks great.
Yeah,
he always.
I feel like Hank doesn't realize he's like slightly in the frame.
I know.
Hey Hank,
what's up, Hank?
Everyone wave to Cutting Stems.
Hey Hank.
They want to see Norman. Why are you wearing a mask in the apartment? I don't know.
Yeah, would you like to read some questions for the group?
Yes, let's do questions.
Let's do some questions.
I'm in the YouTube chat, so YouTube, I'll be taking questions from here. I actually did see a question earlier. Do we think that Katie is too far gone at this point and now she's becoming a snitch? Or do we appreciate the snitching still? Because usually we're anti-snitching.
Right.
We made a special case for Katie because we're like, she's doing a good thing. These girls are too out of hand. Now is she snitching too much?
She might be feeling a lot. She might be feeling the power, but at this point, I'm fine with it. Like, just because I still feel like there are so many girls that it's still so too much that I'm like, you know what? If Katie wants to knock a few more girls out of here, go for it.
Yeah.
Yes, I completely agree with that. It's like you have to trim the fat somehow. And if Katie's going to be like a little bit of a snitch to get rid of some of the like actually annoying bitches, like I'm all fine with that.
Exactly.
Yeah, she may be a snitch, but she got rid of Victoria and Anna. So like, no matter what she does going forward, I feel like we are forever indebted to her for that.
Yeah,
so
true.
She, like, even in the previews, it seems like she's starting to get pretty aggressive. I don't know what it's about. They obviously pull it out of context, but even if she takes a turn to the dark side somehow or whatever, I think her sending home the two worst people we've seen in a while, I'm okay with it.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. How do we feel about Victoria being a health coach? Quote, the biggest wealth is your personal health. Meet with me twice per week for 1 hour to achieve your health goals. And I heard that she charges $485. To be a health coach.
No wonder she has that fucking Dyson hair wrap.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was one session to afford that hair dryer.
I think if she's a coach, I think she's just going to be really negative, and she's just going to try and tear you down until, you know, you just got to build yourself back up. I don't know. I don't know about Victoria.
Some people let you know, and if you want a coach who's going to call you a hoe bag the entire time you're working out, then she's the one for you.
That might motivate me more.
Could work for some
Get
people.
Get it together, you fucking slut.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Be like, never mind. I'm not going to say it. Not going to say it. Moving on.
Next question.
I feel like this is an easy question. Who gets the rose, Jasenia or MJ or nobody?
Nobody is a better answer than MJ for sure.
I think
I agree.
Yeah, I think nobody probably has the highest odds, because if they go at it with Matt like they were just doing it before, like I think he's going to be really confused and not know. The obvious answer is Jasenia staying, because she seems to be the one that's right. However, the show just dumped their biggest villain. So if they're trying to keep someone else around who is going to fire shit up, it's probably going to be MJ. So maybe they want MJ to stay. I don't know.
Yeah, and also too, they, like you said, Fran, when they're arguing with each other, Matt's going to see that for sure. And it never is good when the Bachelor or Bachelorette sees you fighting like that, because they automatically think you're like immature and ridiculous. Like they are, and it turns them off to it. MJ, like, I feel like maybe he knows a little bit about her in that way already, so he'll be less surprised. But I feel like for Jasenia, it'll be new, a new side of her that he's seeing, and it probably won't be one that he likes. So that's, I don't think I think both of them are going to look bad.
Yep.
Yeah. As we all saw, Tyler will be on next week's episode. Do we think Tyler is going to throw the ladies for a loop? Is there going to be at least one girl who's like, I don't want Matt anymore. I want Tyler.
Definitely.
I hope so.
I don't think they're going to say it out loud, but they're definitely thinking it. They're definitely thinking it.
I think we'll see it in like the confessionals.
Right.
It'll be a lot of like Tyler Cameron. Like it'll be a lot of that. I bet anything.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what he's doing on the show, what kind of date he gets.
Yeah.
Can you believe that we still have Heather coming around?
I was just going to ask, do we think this is the
Poor
next
Heather?
question. First of all, how long do we think Heather's going to last? And also
5 minutes.
5 minutes. And do we think that she's walking into a bullyless house? I'd say no.
No. All those girls freaking out were about Heather coming in 100%. Heather is set up for absolute failure in this situation. Like they did Heather dirty on this. I think like I just, and it's not totally her fault. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough scene. She's going to try and come in. It's not going to go well with the other girls. And I think Matt's going to have to be like, you just need to leave.
I'm going to say she's there for 7 minutes. That is my official prediction.
7 minutes?
7 minutes.
From like a full 7 minutes at the beginning or 7 minutes sporadically throughout an entire episode?
7 minutes from when she first appears to when she makes her exit.
Matt James is just like, turn around. Go back.
It has to be. There's no way she can stick around for that long. Like they've been teasing it forever, and it feels like one of those things that's just going to be a complete letdown. Chris Harrison's going to be like, Heather, what are you doing here? You're going to ruin the whole thing. They're going to sit together in a room. He's going to be like, what are you doing here? And then it's just going to 7 minutes. That's how long it's going to take before Heather's out of here.
She's got a. I don't necessarily know why she's even coming. I'm interested to hear that. I also keep putting her on the fucking drinking game. Like we need her to come through. How many weeks do I have to keep her on this game? But I also think that that she, I mean, like you said, she's set up for failure. These girls at this point are so like just, oh, hell no. Like she comes in and it's hell no. I want nothing to do with this bitch. Get her out of here, whatever. And I think if Matt were to keep her, that would look bad on Matt. Like he has to stop bringing in bitches. Like you got to stop. These girls, the girls that are there for him are going to start feeling like they're not important to him anymore. And they're all going to get upset and want to go home.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. This is not about the episode, but do you think knowing all the things that came out this week with Dylan and Jed that Victoria is an actual way too far gone Mean Girl, is that exaggerated by the producers? I'd like to say that Dylan and Jed didn't reveal anything that we didn't already know. Producers manipulate the show. Mm-hmm. If you didn't know that before, then you're an idiot. Like you're an absolute idiot if you didn't know that before Dylan started tweeting about it. He didn't reveal anything, and I doubt Jed is going to reveal anything. You want to know why? Because they're too scared. They act like, we're going to like blow up the Bachelor and ABC and like spill all these secrets. They're not going to do that. We know the secrets. The producers, they push people a little bit. That's what every producer does on reality TV. It's not just The Bachelor. It's every show that you see. So I don't think those two really have any secrets that they're really going to be spilling, to be completely honest. That's going to shock anybody.
I also think too, just that whole situation of them thinking that nobody knows this information already. Like the Bachelor Bachelorette doesn't continue on for so long into the year 2021 with people like feeling like, oh, there's shit going on behind the scenes that nobody knows. You know how many people work on this show? You know how many people watch this show? It's like, it's common knowledge, the stuff that they're spilling. And if you don't like it, then you don't watch or you don't participate. But you can't go on and then look bad or look ridiculous or someone you know looks ridiculous and then come off and try to be like, whoa. This is a bad show. Oh my God, you guys. Like we fucking know it's a bad show. That's why we like it so much.
Yeah, there's a certain lens you need to watch this with, and I think a lot of people do realize that, especially when it comes to the villain edits. You see how someone like Olivia Caridi, who got that horrible villain edit, and it felt like someone who truly didn't know that she was going to get that kind of edit.
Right.
Then it was bad for her. It was tough. She has openly talked about afterwards, like really struggling. And that is the one thing this show really does a bad job with. They do kind of chew them up and spit them out and then they have to fend for themselves. And then they preach like no bullying and whatnot, but then they do an entire season about bullying. So it's like, what's going on here? Like they had Rachel Lindsay come out and talk about the bullying and all the social media stuff. Remember that? What was that? Pete's after the final rose? And then this entire season has been surrounded on girls bullying each other. So
I know
it's insane. But with someone like Olivia,
with no bullying of the girls.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying Olivia, like some of these people who I think go on and then it really affects them afterwards because they don't see it coming and maybe they don't actually act like that in real life. And sometimes you can feel when it's forced. Watching Victoria, nothing really feels forced about it because we've seen her talk in interviews. We've seen her do other things where it's like, this seems like this is just you as a person. Now, they definitely have edited some things together. Like there was one part tonight where she had said like these losers about the girls, but it was like, it was cut up. The sound changed and it cut away from her face when she said losers. So it was like, okay, that sounded a little iffy, and producers definitely do that all the time. However, you still saw her call Katie disgusting 9 times and it came out of her mouth. Like you watched her say Katie's disgusting over and over and over again. So I don't think what Jed and Dylan, what they were saying, I don't think anybody was very surprised. Jed has a very different perspective than Dylan. So, I don't know. We'll have to see what Jed says.
I also want to say quickly that Olivia Caridi's villain edit and Jed's villain edit are completely different fucking stories.
Different.
Olivia Caridi she was just like not there to make friends and wanted to win, and she got a villain edit because she played the game. That's why she got that edit, and that's why now everybody knows that she's a normal bitch, and it was all producers, whatever. But with Jed, he was a snake, a fucking like a crazy cheater, weirdo, loser, idiot. Like we all fucking hated him. You can't just come out now and be like, the producers made me do it. A year and a half later, like, well, how fucking long has it been, Jed? Where you been? You come out of the fucking ground? I hate Jed.
I would imagine that the contract was up like January 25th or something.
Right.
Thank you. Yes.
What was his? What was that, like a dog food commercial? Is that what his jingle was?
Yeah, jingle.
Who knows?
For dog food.
We're done. Yeah. Let's cut some stems.
Clearly
guys.
failed because he's making a podcast.
Yeah. Let's cut some stems. Let's give out some roses. Kelly, why don't we start with you tonight, please?
Okay. I'm going to first give my rose to the amazing white jacket with black trim, something or other that Chelsea was wearing. I don't know what they were doing. They were walking out to go somewhere. She had the best fucking outfit on. This amazing coat. I saw that coat, and I'm gonna Google it all night long. Like I want somebody to actually, you know what? Whoever knows what it is, send it to me because I need it so bad. It was amazing. My rose goes to that, and then my stem. Oh shoot, I had a stem before, and I am now forgetting it. I think the stem is going to go to the person who, I'm having a hard time. I had a very specific stem and now I'm forgetting. That happens when you make the specific stems like that, they're really easy to forget.
Shall we come back to you?
Yeah, come back to me. So I'll remember.
Rhea, take it away.
I'm going to give my rose to Piper. I know it's a random one. I liked her dress a few weeks ago, so it just feels right. And honestly, I didn't think of anybody until now, so I'm going to give mine to Piper. And she was making out with Matt, right? Good for her.
Yep.
Cool.
Yes.
She gets my rose. And I'm going to cut Coochie Monster stem because it's the last time we could do that, and it only feels right.
Definitely. Beautiful. Trent, Kelly, did you remember?
No, keep going.
Okay, Trent.
I'm thinking so hard.
I'm going to give my rose to Matt James's purple sweater that he wore. He's a very much the turtleneck we talk about all the time. It's usually tan. It's kind of the same color most of the time. He was wearing that purple sweater. It did look a little fuzzy. Looks like if you sat on a couch, it might leave purple fuzz everywhere, but it looked pretty comfortable. So I'm giving my rose to Matt's purple sweater. And then my stem, it's not a specific person. It's just the whole OGs, varsity, junior varsity. Like, I just don't want to hear about that anymore. When the girls, without a shred of sarcasm or irony, say, we're the OGs, you guys are the newbies, it makes me want to jump out of my window. It's so cringeworthy.
Do it.
it's it's so cringeworthy and terrible that it's just like, if I hear it again, and I feel like I'm going to, because I would actually like to know how many, because a lot of OGs or whatever, they went home this week, right? Like they got to be dwindling. And I feel like the newbies are starting to like almost become the majority. I'd actually like to see like who's left and who's not. But I just hate the whole OGs varsity thing, and I don't want to hear about it anymore.
Well, Trent, there's only 3 new girls, so there's definitely
how many girls do we have left now?
15. Like I feel like there's still a lot. 12, like somewhere in that range.
I definitely
we were still at 20 girls, weren't we? Like it's
yeah. I think that the new girls though, Trent, are getting more airtime than they were before. Like the new girls are a little more likable, and so now like than the bullies. So it seems like it seems the whole thing. Yeah. I remembered my stem. Okay. The stem goes to whoever's idea it was to have MJ and Jasenia walk into those double doors, like both like walking in, like angry, and then MJ like cutting in front of Jasenia. Oh, it was too much cheese even for me, and I hated it. I got to cut the stem of whoever okayed that to be aired. It was too bad. I hated it.
Trent, was that kind of like luggage porn for you? Like they just pulled up those two, like they rolled up with their luggage, lined it up with the door. Robert Mills tweeted that he was like, "This is Trent's dream."
He's right. Like now when I see it, I'm like, I obviously know that I'm not pulling it, and it's it's like the opposite of porn. Like I go down, I don't go up. Yeah. It's just because I'm like, I know I'm not there to take it. So, but I like that. I like that they still wheel the luggage out. It still gets me a little excited.
Honestly, I really wish you were there specifically to take MJ's luggage. Like this would have been the perfect luggage guy Trent moment to come in and take one of these girls' luggage after such a dramatic moment. Okay, I'm giving my rose to, oh boy, there were some good conversations tonight. I just appreciated actually seeing Matt talk to some of these women compared to like just all the fighting. So I'm gonna give my rose to Abigail. She got her other rose, and I think she had a great conversation with Matt. We haven't seen too much of her since the first impression rose, so I think that was fantastic for her. And then I'm cutting, I don't know. It is also obvious, but I'm just cutting MJ. I can't, like, I just feel duped. I feel like we thought we could trust her, and we can't. I think we all thought maybe there was different vibes coming for her, and then this dark side came out that was like, whoa, all right, this is how you really are. So I'm gonna have to cut her stem this evening.
Fair.
Yeah. Fair. Yep. All right, guys. I think that wraps it up. Oh, any final thoughts? I will say, Rhea, we have a big guest on Chicks in the Office tomorrow. If you didn't see, it is Matt James himself will be on the show.
It is Matt James. We have 2 big guests from The Bachelor. One being Matt James. The other one we'll save for next week. Yeah, we won't reveal that one yet. And it's not somebody who has been, and it's not Dylan, and it's not somebody who's been on the show before.
It is very funny that when people find out who it is, that Matt James was the one you guys revealed, and he was the one who we're like, no, we're gonna wait on this one.
We're keeping this one a secret.
Very funny.
This was big time under wraps. So everyone can tune in Wednesday to our interview with Matt James. It's going to be fantastic. Part of our full recap of this episode. Thank you guys for tuning in to Cutting Stems. Always grab your Owens mixers. Get it at Amazon.com. Drink along with us. Yes.
The people want a little tease from Kelly Keegs for Surviving Barstool tomorrow night. Give us a little tease.
Oh, do they? Oh my God.
Yeah. I saw a bunch. Give us a tease, Kelly. Give us a tease.
It's been hard. It's been hard to tease because so much happened. I don't know what happened. All I know is like, I don't look good. So get ready for me to not look good. Like from
Kelly,
here on out.
You're the villain? Like, are you getting the villain edit?
I am getting exactly what I've always wanted for my entire life is a villain edit, and I am getting exactly that. And you should all look forward to it.
The villain edit in the best way, though.
Yes.
You know what's great about that Surviving Barstool? There's a lot of great parts of it. It's a very good show, and everyone should watch. But you can tell who watches reality TV and who doesn't. Like Tommy watches reality TV, obviously, and so do you. So you know what sound bites to give people that they'll make it look great. It's really clear who watches reality TV and who doesn't. It's been really good so far.
It was probably it was like the worst week of my life, but also the most fun of my life, I think, at the same time. Like it was a really, really wild thing, and you guys should watch it. It's super produced, so it really looks like a reality TV show. Like it's really legit. The first 2 episodes are on the Barstool Sports YouTube if you want to check them out, and then they're going to be airing every day at 7:00 until Thursday, and then there'll be a live after show then where we reveal the winner. So we don't know.
I will say, you said highly produced. It is highly produced, but not scripted whatsoever.
Oh, not scripted. I meant production value.
Yeah, like the editing is really good, and it looks crystal clear, but not scripted whatsoever.
Yes, thank you for that clarification.
I was talking about this with somebody. This is the longest sign off ever, by the way. I was talking to somebody, and it's crazy how quickly it just turns into Lord of the Flies, regardless of I think I thought when I was thinking about Surviving Barstool as a concept before they did it, I was like, I don't know if people are going to get that into it. You're staying at the office. But then as soon as it starts, people start backstabbing each other, and they start being a little sketchy, and they're back. It's so great how fast that happens.
Well, you guys saw the life slip out of my eyes slowly each day of the week last week. Like you guys saw that happen in real time, and it's just all of us, all the life out of all of our eyes slowly slipped away the whole week as we just our eyes would black over like a shark and just kill everybody. That's Kelly, what happened.
I think people are going to be rooting for you hardcore. That's my opinion.
I hope so.
We'll see.
Thank you. I hope so.
All right, guys, that wraps it up. Tune in to Surviving Barstool. Tune in to our recap on Wednesday, and we will be back next week for another episode of Cutting Stems, the after show. Thanks. Bye.